Well, guys, what is up? Hey, what's going on out there today? It's Brent Abel here, webtennis.com, with another episode of the Daily Fundy, as in fundamental. We're working on something different every day during the month of January 2025. Today's January 6th, and Fundy, as in fundamental, as in the big message that I'm going to do my very best all month to convince you of, if I haven't already done so in the past. And that is the message I got from the great Tom Stowe way back in the day, which is Mr. Abel, um, mastering the fundamentals is the advanced stuff. There's nothing else. There's no magic bullet. There's no nothing else past this. If you don't master the fundamentals, then you're just going to stay stuck. So you might as well spend a lot of time doing this. That's the message that I got from him, and it really, fortunately for me, it made a huge difference. And ever since then, it's a daily effort for me to continue to work on one, if not more, of these fundamentals. Look, today what we're going to work on is the title, which is "Your Shot's Target Is Not Keep Away." I got this from the great Dennis Ralston many years ago and completely changed how I thought about my target. And it's made a huge difference. It is something that does require a real mindset shift in terms of target. And so, but it's nothing more than just habituating it, right? So, just like any other or any of the other fundamentals, yeah, it takes time. You got to carve out some dedicated time to get some reps in to make this stuff happen. Look, guys, before we get into today's episode, a quick reminder, look, if you're playing tight in matches, whether it's the end of a set or, the end of a match, and you're just not getting through the finish line, hard earned, you're up, you worked your fanny off to get to up a service break. Now you're serving at 5-4, 6-5, whatever it is in that set or the match, and just getting tight and just coughing up that lead. Look, mental toughness and confidence is built first off the court. What I've got for you is a course. It's 5 mini mindset skills that we got to habituate. That when you work on these off the court first, they really translate to you building some serious confidence on the court when you are playing matches. And that's how we control being tight, nerves, anxiety, all that stuff. Right down below, when we're done today, make sure you click that link if you haven't already done so and get enrolled in this course. And by the way, during this month of January 2025, it is more than a 50% off. So, yeah, there you go. Look, guys, this is what I got from Dennis Ralston back in the day. And I was in Austin, Texas, working on some serve and volley stuff is actually what it was with my practice partner was a great Tony Dawson down there. And I played this one point and I served to Tony in the deuce court. He hit a nice return back to me, but right to my backhand volley. Played a good split step, good transitional volley, and just stuck it. I mean, really hit it well, but it rattled the tape, right there at the very top of the net. It just rattled it and didn't go over. And Dennis on the side says, "Hey, what's your target?" And I said, "Well, my target's that little area over there on the other side of the court. That's in this particular volley, I was looking to, try to get it maybe 3-4 feet inside the baseline and inside the sideline." He said, "Look," he said, "you want to think about your target only being a specific spot above the white line." Right? The white line being the top of the tape. And he sort of described it as, look, if you were hitting against the backboard or a wall and they got the painted white line, what do we think about? The only thing we ever think about with whatever shot we're about to hit is I want to play it above the line. And that's it. We never think about depth over there, right? We never think about, geez, I'm back in the baseline and I'm going to hit a ground stroke to that part of the court. And in your mind's eye, though, you're looking through the net. You're looking through the obstacle that you're trying to avoid. To me, that just sort of like, well, that doesn't make any sense. That's got to be a little mess up in terms of how our brain thinks about a target. And he just said, instead, it doesn't matter what you're doing. It doesn't matter on your serve, doesn't matter on this volley that you just hit well, but you need to raise your target above the white line. And when you do that, a couple of good things happen. Number one, you have real clarity in terms of a much more tangible target area that's right there in front of you. It's not, if you're back in the baseline, it's not 78 feet away. It's half that distance. If you're standing on your baseline playing a ground stroke, it's now half the distance. It's much closer to you. And when you think about that spot above the top of the net, I don't know why, but for some reason, balls just don't seem to sail deep. One of the things when we're thinking about, at least for me, and it probably is for you as well, is that when we think about a spot on the other side of the net, number one, we're worried about keeping the ball inside the baseline. And number two, this whole title here with keep away, it's way too much focused on that opponent. So it's trying to keep it away from that opponent. And we realize, wait a minute, that opponent is not a stationary target, right? A spot above the top of the net is a very stationary target that is under your control. But you've got no control with that opponent moving over there or maybe anticipating where you're going. Lots of times we think we've got an opening, but either out of the corner of our mind or we just anticipate they're going to guess where we're going to play our shot. And right before we make contact, they start moving over there. Maybe they are, maybe they're not. But what happens is mentally for us is we go, well, I got to hit a little bit better. And once you start to do that, that's when you kind of create some unforced errors of your own, right? So here's what I want you to do. Here's a great drill is today in your warm up or the next time you're on the court in the warm up, what I want you to be doing with your ground strokes is to be thinking around, okay, where's the intersection between the net and the center strap, right? The center strap, in theory, is supposed to hold the net down to 3 feet, right? And so all you're going to do in the warm up is think about, okay, well, what's 2 feet above the intersection of the net and the center strap? And you don't have to hit the ball hard. All you're trying to do is just go, okay, well, there must be a little window up there, right? Or you could imagine that the net, that the top of the net, right? That the tape is just a white line on a backboard. And all that you're doing is trying to hit the ball above that white line. Let's make it a little bit more specific. Let's go right above the center strap, a couple of feet above that, right? And again, all you need to do is just bring in 60% power. It doesn't matter, but you're just trying to get a feel for as you're looking down the ball through contact in your mind's eye, are you seeing that spot that's a couple of feet above the center strap? So, and do that and just and once you do that, I think you'll get some much better clarity in terms of target. Anyway, when Ralston taught me this thing, mentioned it to me, it just changed everything in terms of real shot choice, target clarity, right? So there you have it. Oh, look, hope this has been helpful today, right? Would love to hear from you down below. What's on your mind? Any questions, any comments, any remarks, feedback? Let me know. Love to read your stuff as always and be able to respond. And yeah, just like we talked about at the top today, at the beginning, if you're playing tight, I want to help you because we got to eliminate that, right? We got to get you confident at the end of sets, at the end of matches to where you feel like I just said, you've got some real shot choice clarity. Typically, what happens when we get tight is we want the point to be over right away, and so we start going for things that maybe just really aren't available to us at that moment, right? And so today's episode, in terms of the January Daily Fundy, is going to help you with that. But you need to get this course because there's 5 mini mindset skills that you got to habituate. And when you do this off the court first, that's when you build mental toughness. That's when you start to build some real confidence. That link is right down below. Click it, get inside the course, and you will be all set to go. Guys, that's it for me today. Again, hope this was helpful. Time for all of us. We got to get out there. We got to help someone else. Have a great day, guys. I'll see you again tomorrow.